Hi, today I would like to show you how I do my skin tones using polychromos pencils. Since I think it's easier and quicker to work on a small picture, I've chosen a simple one from Anna. And it's not a wintry picture, so I can do it perfectly now that it's in the middle of the year. It's quite a sunny picture, so I thought it would be suitable. I'll just zoom a bit in if I can. Yes, it's the first time I will do, or I will try to color with this tripod in front of my nose, so I hope it will work out, and I hope that the focus will be good during filming. Still, I think this is a good setup and that you can see enough. So I'm starting her face with cinnamon. The lightest shade I always do at the very end of my coloring, but you can also start with putting down a light layer on the arms and the face and maybe the legs first. But I always start with my cinnamon to set out the shadows or the contours of the face. So we will start with that. I hope it will be easy to follow for everyone. So I'm doing medium pressure and fading out to the middle of her face. And since she's got a line here, we'll make that a little more visible too. We can pull it a bit towards the point of her nose. My technique is definitely not the right one, because I know there will be some light and shadow mistakes in it, but coloring is learning and just having fun, and not about being perfect or correct. In putting things down. I'm going to do a bit of this here too. And then under her eyes. That gives a bit of depth. I will do her neck also, and the arms I will work on later on. I hope it's a bit visible. Maybe I will try to set it up like this. Maybe that's better. We'll see what the best technique is. if it's not the perfect one now, I will find another one, I hope. But as I said before, my tripod is a very short one and is quite new. It wasn't expensive, but I didn't want to start with an expensive one as long as I didn't know if I would like to make films on YouTube. Now I'm going to contour with Venetian red, also polychromos. And I'm mainly focusing on the cheeks and the contours of the eyes. To give them more depth. And also focusing on some other parts that are more in shadow. And then around her hair. I think I do. Her mouth in this color too. And her tongue maybe I will do in cinnamon to make it a bit more light. For the inner part of her mouth, I'll go in with dark sepia. Plus this one. Now with the purple violet I will do some more shadowing. And a picture can become quite scary when you're layering, because the eyes don't have any color yet, the hair is uncolored, and all the shadowing you do can seem very dark at the time, but later on when they have hair color and their clothing is done also, it becomes much lighter. I hope you don't hear me breathing very good, because I'm literally hanging in front of that tripod and my phone. And a little bit more here. That's that. And then for the last parts, again the dark sepia, but now I'll just use it on her eyes. I forgot to do her neck. And on the highest parts of her hair. I will go in with Venetian red. A bit of that violet, purple violet. And then a bit of the sepia. That's that. And now I must decide whether I will fill the light parts up with ivory or with the light flesh tone. And I'm thinking about the ivory. That will brighten her face a bit. So I'm now going to blend all the colors together and making the highlighted or the white areas a bit more beige. And I'm using polychromos for this because this picture isn't the biggest one. It's a small book. And the technique with Prismacolors is the same. Only they blend better than polychromos. And I forgot to, as I'm setting pressure on this picture, I noticed that I forgot to put a protective page behind this drawing. So that's how she looks now. I'm going to grab a piece of paper. I'm moving the camera away for a minute. Oops, sorry. So now you can see her more on top. She has an expression already. I only want to do a correction on her cheek here because I have a little bit too much of that purple. And also here. So that's how she's looking now. Before I'll continue with the arms, it's just the same procedure. I will give her some hair. I'll start with raw umber. Where are you? Here. and I will just do the tiny tips. I could do some small strokes for her hair, but since it's a cartoony picture, I don't mind coloring in a cartoonish style. I forgot her ear. I will do some extra here and a touch here and there. I will color this ear. I think I will do her eyebrows. No, I will leave that to the burnt ochre. Doing her eyebrows with the burnt ochre. And I will do the rest of the hair with that burnt ochre too. I might do a slightly more dark kind of orange, although she's not really a red head. But you can't see much difference between the two colors, in my opinion. But we'll see. Giving this a bit more pressure to make the color more rich. I think she needs more highlight or contrast. So some extra detail. we're darkening things a bit up because it's behind her ear. And in between these also. And that's how she looks with her hair. I really think she's quite cute. Darkening this up again so that there's more light here. So that's how her little head is done. I'll try to zoom out to give a better look. Now it's a bit more visible that these strokes are slightly darker and the tips also, and that she has a bit of shadow on her face and some highlights in the middle. Now I will do one arm and then I think it's time to stop the video, because then we are about half an hour through. Through. So I'll try to do it without zooming. So I'm just using the cinnamon again. And where will I put the highlight? I think it will be here. Maybe a small zone of cinnamon, but not too much. Here you can have a bit of shadow. And we're going upwards so that we only have a tiny spot of white where the light is falling. On the top of her finger there may be also a bit white. And that's that. Going over with Venetian red. But not as far as the cinnamon goes. It's just to make it extra, as an extra detail, but not too. Same with the hand, I'm not making everything too dark. The bottom of the fingers. the bottom here. Okay, then we'll go in with the violet purple. And I may not push too hard because it will be very difficult to correct it with the ivory. That will have to do. And also not too much pressure here. And then we'll go in. Here I'm not using, or maybe just a little bit to define the shadow here, but just a tiny bit. Not too much. And then we'll go in with that ivory. And that's how her arm is done. And I think I will leave the video as it is for now, because all the other parts on her will be the same. And in the next video I can show you how I will color her clothing. Thank you for watching. Bye.